Let us remind you that the 17th of November marks World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. It's a high profile global event that honors the millions of people who have been killed or seriously injured in road accidents, as well as their families, friends, and others affected. It also recognizes the suffering of victims and the work of emergency crews, police, and medical professionals. South Africa has a high rate of car accidents, and according to the Road Traffic Management Corporation, there were at least 10,180 fatal crashes in our country in the year 2023. So, today, in commemoration of all of those lives lost and destroyed, we are going to be talking with a victim. I don't think he sees himself as a victim any longer. He is Zwelethu Mazibuko, and he is also a survivor of a road accident crash. Morning, Zwelethu Mazibuko. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
And possibly viewers, thank you very much for having me on the show this morning.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Okay, when you started talking, it was a bit crackly. There was interference, but it seems to have settled now. Let's start off by asking you to share your story and what happened on the night of the accident way back in the year 2008. How did it feel waking up from a 3 weeks coma and learning about everything that had happened?
Well, what happened was it was actually on the day of my bachelor party. I was due to get married. And
Oh,
right after the bachelor party, yes, I know, it's what a day for that to happen.
mm,
Um, on the way after I was about to go home from the bachelor party, I stopped off at my office and where I worked as a television presenter at a major television at a major television channel, just to pick up my script for the following week. And on my way home with my best man, I just remember seeing headlights which there should not have been. And the next thing I remembered was waking up in a hospital bed with 3 years actually worth of amnesia.
3 years?
Worth of amnesia. I can remember the past 3 years.
So clearly that means the wedding didn't take place.
Oh no, the wedding did take place on a much smaller scale. Although about 3 weeks after we had had the wedding, my then wife served me with divorce papers. She clearly could
Oh,
not handle having someone in my condition as a husband.
I'm so, so
When I
sorry
say
to hear
someone,
that.
no, I have since managed to move on and find myself the current love of my life.
Wow.
And she actually helps me to recover.
Oh, wow.
That's why
So,
when you,
yeah, so really we're talking about the life after the accident, and part of it was that your marriage broke down 3 weeks after being married. But there is a happily ever after here, but there's still lots more to talk about. How is this amazing woman supporting you or from the time you were in the relationship? Oh no, we seem to have lost him.
hello, are you still there?
Okay, I'm here.
Hello,
Did you? Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming and
Can you
going.
hear me?
The line is very bad.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Can
now.
I carry on?
Yes, please.
Well, the way in which my current partner or wife is helping me is by pursuing my public relations interests in speaking to high school students and with other survivors in trying to give them hope and to move on and to prevent more traffic incidents from happening. Because what I've noticed is that we actually have to get to the to the young people before they start driving, to teach them to drive responsibly and to not drive under the influence of any harmful substances.
Clearly, your life after the accident really took a U-turn, a 360-degree turn. And I should imagine that your current partner is one of the reasons why you are where you are. You are you're giving back to society. But let's talk about how the accident impacted your career and your day-to-day life.
All right. As I said before, at that time, I was working as a television presenter on a major channel. One of the injuries that I sustained at the scene of the accident, as an aside, I had every bone on the right side of my body broken.
Oh.
One of the injuries I sustained was a fractured skull. So it left me with a huge scar on my face. And the television channel said that I was unable to be used as a television presenter because half of my face was scarred.
How did that make you feel?
Well, I felt like less of a person because clearly I was just being judged upon my looks. But it gave me further drive, actually, to try and overcome, and to see what else I could do with my life.
Talk to us about your recovery, apart from your partner. I'm sure she's played a huge role in your life. Talk to us about your physical, emotional, and mental challenges that you faced.
In terms of my mental challenges, as I said, I did have a problem with my memory that happened. I had 3 years worth of amnesia and have since discovered that I have anti-retrograde amnesia, where every 3 days my memory resets and I cannot remember anything from the previous 3 years after my accident or before my accident. In terms of my physical health, I had to learn how to walk again, how to read again, and how to write again after the accident. In terms of my psychological, the psychological effect, as I said, being left by my then wife had an extreme psychological effect on me. For the longest time, I felt like less of a human being. I was unable to get back on my feet, as it were, to start moving ahead with life. In terms of the people that helped me get ahead again or start moving again in terms of physical, psychological, and mental, the people that actually did help me, I'd like to thank them right now, was in the medical side of things, my doctor, which was Dr. Charles Lottenbach, who actually invented the cure for a lethal fleshy bacterium, which I had contracted while I was in hospital. It's a very young bacterium that only exists in hospitals because of the fact that the medical profession has overused antibiotics. And it turned out that at the time when they discovered that I had this disease, I had only had 3 months to live. Now, that's not even the interesting part. I actually had to go into quarantine while I was being treated for this. And my family members could only visit me in full protective medical gear. Now, after I came out of quarantine by being cured from this, that's when I ended up meeting the current love of my life.
Wow.
But that's not even the interesting part. A few months after that, we went into the COVID-19 lockdown.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Straight from out of quarantine, back into quarantine.
Absolutely. Okay, we are running out of time. I'm so sorry we wasted time in trying to connect and reconnect with you. It's an absolutely fascinating story. Two very quick questions
And
I
there's
do
so much
have
more
for
to
you
it.
is how important was your faith and the support system around you? How did that help you to become a fighter and to heal?
Well, actually, now that you mention it, my faith played a huge part in my recovery. While I was in a coma, my parents and my family started a circle every night where all of their friends and family would, at a certain time in the evening, all pray for my recovery and my survival. And that's when 3 weeks later I came out of the coma. And I actually came out on my sister's birthday, the 22nd of September. Is when I recovered. I'll never forget that date again. That's
And
when I
that was
came
a
out of the
miracle.
coma.
That was a miracle in itself, was it not?
To this day, the doctors actually do not have a medical explanation for why I am still alive. I say that it's because of my faith.
And the reason you're still alive is that you have a purpose, and your purpose is the advocacy work you do. Let's wrap up by giving out a message of hope to all of the young people and all road users out there.
Well, what I would like to say is that when we get behind the wheel of a motor vehicle, we're not just taking our lives into our hands, but we drive for all of the other people on the roads at the time. So please do not drink and drive as the accident did. And also drive responsibly and obey the rules of the road. They are called the laws of the road and not just the suggestions of the road.
Zwelethu Mazibuko, thank you indeed. God bless. May you have a very full, beautiful, rewarding life. May you continue touching lives in a positive way. Go well and God bless.
Thank you very much. If I've affected even one life, I will have done my purpose. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
And you.
We are here in the middle of a Zahra neighborhood. The whole neighborhood is already destroyed. More than 17 towers are down. Here, as you can see, the firefighters trying their best to help. The people are still under the rubble. A lot of the people.
Join Hamza on his exclusive South African tour as he shares his personal experiences, never before seen footage, and powerful insights on the ongoing genocide in Gaza. This is more than just a talk. It's an invitation to witness Gaza through the lens of Hamza Sha'alan. Don't miss this opportunity to meet the photojournalist who brought Gaza's pain and perseverance to the world in its darkest moments. Follow Salam Media on social media pages for more on this tour and